guys, welcome back to another video. I came across this game on the OpenAI website. This might be available on the free version. I just decided to try a monthly subscription, and then I noticed it had this button that said explore GPTs, and I opened it up and there was a game here, so I thought we could go through this murder mystery together. I haven't played it before, so I have no idea what to expect. So yeah, you can just sit back and follow along with me. So we'll click here, start a new murder mystery. This one's called The Dining Room. In the grandiose but tension-filled dining room of an illustrious estate, the air is thick with mystery following the unexpected demise of the mysterious stranger. Detective, upon your arrival, the scene is awash with whispers of secrets and hidden motives among the gathered guests. To solve the murder, interrogate the guests, investigate their alibis, clues, and discover their motives. If you think you found the culprit, call the officer to arrest them. Note, examining the body is not yet possible in this game. I wonder if it's like Cluedo, which I loved when I was a kid. I don't know if I was very good at it though. Go easy on me if I'm really bad at this. We've got some guests here. Here are the guests present at the scene, each with their own story to tell. We've got the butler, Barnaby Wadsworth, the loyal and discreet servant, always attending to the needs of the household with a keen eye for detail. The disgraced doctor, Dr. Lucius Grimshaw, the once renowned physician fallen from grace and seeking redemption, haunted by a dark past. The fortune teller, Madame Mystique, the enigmatic and captivating clairvoyant, offering insights into the unknown and revealing hidden truths while shrouded in an aura of mystery. We've also got the eccentric inventor, Algernon Pembleton, the quirky and brilliant mind constantly tinkering with bizarre gadgets and inventions, sometimes to the detriment of those around them. And lastly, the gardener, Hazel Thorne, the quiet and skilled horticulturist, tending to the lush grounds and gardens, often harbouring a secret or two. Who would you like to interrogate first? I think we'll start with the fortune teller. The fortune teller says, detective, what visions of the future or shadows of the past can I help you unveil on this most intriguing evening? I kind of don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I guess we're supposed to interrogate them. I guess we'll say, ask her where she was at the time of the murder. At the time of this grievous event, I was engaged in a private session of divination with Algernon Pembleton, the eccentric inventor. The stars and cards were our witnesses, far removed from our mortal coil's tumult. What about, I ask, who do you think did it? Killed. Who died again? The mysterious stranger. Detective, my insights into the unseen realms reveal many possibilities, yet it is not my place to point fingers without the guidance of the spirits. Each soul present harbours shadows and light, but who has stepped so far into the darkness? that is for you to uncover through your worldly investigations. Okay, let's ask, which room were you and the eccentric inventor in at the time of the murder? Our session of mystical communion took place within the confines of the library, surrounded by tomes of ancient wisdom and the ethereal energies that linger in such a sanctum of knowledge. It was there we sought the counsel of the unseen, far from the scene of mortal strife. Who else would you like to speak with? Well, I guess I'll speak to the inventor. We'll make sure her story is correct. Eccentric inventor. Good evening, detective. What can I do for you on this night of mystery and innovation? Where were you at the time of the murder? At the time in question, I was deeply engrossed in a fascinating session with Madame Mystique, the fortune teller, in the library. We were exploring the ethereal boundaries between science and the mystical, a truly enlightening experience. So I guess their alibis check out, unless they're lying, but let's just ask, did you have any problems with the mysterious stranger? Problems? I wouldn't say so. My focus tends to be on my inventions and experiments, not on personal entanglements. The mysterious stranger, while an enigma wrapped in a conundrum, did not cross paths with my work in any way that would cause discord. Do you know anyone else who had problems with the mysterious stranger? Detective, while my interactions with the other guests are usually cordial and centered around my inventions, I have heard whispers and noticed tensions. However, it would be unscientific of me to speculate without concrete evidence. My advice, investigate everyone's movements and motives closely. The truth is often hidden where least expected. Okay. Let's ask the disgraced doctor. Yes, detective, how may I assist you in this dark hour? Where were you at the time of the murder? At the time of the unfortunate event, I found myself in solitude, taking a reflective walk around the estate's garden to clear my thoughts. The weight of my past is a constant companion, and the serenity of nature offers a rare solace. Okay, let's ask him if he has a motive. Did you have any problems with the mysterious stranger? My dealings with the mysterious stranger were minimal, if at all. Our paths crossed but briefly, and while their presence was indeed enigmatic, I had no personal quarrel with them. My focus has been on seeking redemption for my past, not on making new adversaries. Can anyone confirm your alibi? My solitude during those reflective moments means there is no one to vouch for my whereabouts. The gardens, plants, and the stars above were my only companions. Talk to the gardener. Good evening, detective. How may I assist you amidst these troubling circumstances? Where were you during the murder? At the time of this distressing occurrence, I was tending to the greenhouse, far from the main house, lost in the solitude of my plants and flowers. It's a tranquil place where I find peace and focus, away from the social whirl. Is that in the garden? Yes, detective, the greenhouse is nestled within the estate's gardens, a little sanctuary of its own, where I cultivate exotic plants and delicate blooms. It's a bit removed from the rest of the garden. offering a quiet retreat. Okay, did you see the disgraced doctor in the garden with you? No, detective, I did not encounter Dr. Grimshaw or any other guests in the vicinity of the greenhouse or the broader garden areas during my time there. My attention was fully absorbed by my horticultural duties. Did you like the mysterious stranger? My interactions with the mysterious stranger were minimal. In the garden, I tend to keep to myself, focusing on the care of the plants rather than engaging in social intricacies. Whether I liked them or not would be an overstatement, as our paths barely crossed. Good evening, detective. How may I be of service in your investigation this evening? Where were you during the murder? At the time of the unfortunate incident, I was performing my duties in the wine cellar, cataloguing the estate's collection and ensuring everything was in order. It's a task that requires attention to detail and solitude. Did you have any problems with the mysterious stranger? My interactions with guests and non-household members are strictly professional, designed to ensure their comfort and the smooth operation of the estate. As such, I had no personal dealings with the mysterious stranger that would lead to any form of conflict or discord. Did you see the mysterious stranger interact with the doctor or the gardener? My role confines me primarily to the household's operational tasks, limiting my observations of guest interactions. However, I did not witness any notable exchanges between the mysterious stranger and either Dr. Grimshaw or Miss Thorne. My focus remains on my duties, not on monitoring the social dynamics of our guests. Look in the dining room. I don't know if we can do that. This is highly unusual and not allowed. What clues were at the crime scene? Maybe you could ask what the murder weapon is. What was the murder weapon? These things are highly unusual. I think they're quite usual questions to ask. So, the butler, the disgraced doctor, and the gardener don't really have alibis. What if I accuse the butler? I think you did it. You did it. Detective, I assure you my duties and loyalty to this household are beyond reproach. I have dedicated my life to the service of this estate and its inhabitants, conducting myself with the utmost integrity. To suggest I could be involved in such a grim affair is deeply distressing. My responsibilities had me occupied elsewhere, far from the scene you describe. Let me say the wine cellar is near the dining room. Indeed, the wine cellar's proximity to the dining room is a matter of practicality for serving. However, my presence there was solely for the purpose of inventory and preparation, not malevolence. The nature of my duties and the timing of the event should not be misconstrued as evidence of guilt. Can you provide evidence of your inventory and preparation? My tasks in the wine cellar were routine and documented in the household's records, which include logs of wine bottles checked and restocked. These records are kept in the estate's office, available for the household management's review. Unfortunately, as a butler, I do not carry such documents on my person. but they exist as a part of the estate's meticulous record-keeping practices. It says that he has a keen eye for detail. Did you notice anything unusual in the dining room? In my recent traverses through the dining room, either in preparation for meals or attending to guests, nothing particularly out of the ordinary caught my attention. The estate prides itself on maintaining a semblance of order and decorum, even in the face of unforeseen events. Should there have been anything amiss, it would have been my duty to rectify it post-haste. And talk to the doctor again, maybe? What more do you wish to know? Did you see the gardener in the garden while you were there? While I did take a solitary walk in the garden to reflect and perhaps find a moment's peace, I did not encounter Hazelthorne, the gardener, during my time outside. My thoughts were elsewhere, and if she was tending to another part of the garden or the greenhouse, it would have been beyond my notice. Just had to take a little break there. Who would have the motive to kill the mysterious stranger? Detective, in my observations and interactions, I've sensed undercurrents of tension and unresolved issues among the guests. However, as to who might hold a motive strong enough to lead to murder, I cannot say with certainty. People's hearts and minds are often opaque, hiding their true intentions. It might be prudent to explore not just overt conflicts, but also the hidden resentments and secrets that lie beneath the surface. Did you have any resentments towards the mysterious stranger? My personal feelings towards the mysterious stranger were of a neutral sort, given my own burdens and the quest for redemption that occupies my thoughts. I harboured no particular resentment towards them. My focus remains on mending the fragments of my past rather than forging new animosities. Pretty sure he said that before. Why would the gardener hurt the mysterious stranger? It's not my place to speculate on the motives of others, especially without concrete evidence. Hazelthorne, like everyone here, has her own story and reasons for her actions. If there were issues between her and the mysterious stranger, they are not matters I am privy to. Understanding human nature, though, tells us that conflicts can arise from the most unexpected of places. Perhaps it's a question better directed to her or investigated through other means. So, I said this is my first time doing these. I really don't know what I'm doing, do I? Tell me more about your past. My past, I'm afraid, is a tale of ambition turned to folly. Once held in high esteem within the medical community, my career was marred by a grave mistake, one that cost me my reputation and my standing. It was a harsh lesson in the limits of one's abilities and the consequences of overreach. Now I seek to make amends where I can, offering my skills to those in need, often without the expectation of reward or recognition. It's a path of redemption I walk, hoping to find some measure of peace and forgiveness for my transgressions. What were your transgressions? My transgression was a tragic error in judgment during a complex medical procedure, resulting in the untimely death of a patient. The fallout was swift and severe. I was ostracized by my peers, my licenses were revoked, and my name became synonymous with failure and negligence. This event turned my life's work into a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the weight of the responsibilities we bear in the medical profession. It's a burden I carry with me every day, striving to learn from it and somehow make things right, however possible. How are you making things right? In my quest for redemption, I've dedicated myself to providing medical assistance to those who are often overlooked by society, like a mysterious stranger, those without the means to afford care, the homeless and the destitute. I volunteer my skills where they're most needed, offering whatever help I can, be it treatment, advice, or simply a listening ear. It's my way of giving back, of using my knowledge for the greater good, despite the shadows of my past. This path, I hope, leads to some measure of atonement for the harm I've caused. I mean, maybe he, performed some medical procedure and killed the mysterious stranger. Talk to the gardener about her secrets. Tell me about your past. My past is much like my garden, a mixture of the wild and the cultivated. I grew up on the countryside, learning the ways of the earth from a young age. Over the years I honed my skills and found solace in the rhythms of nature, which led me to this estate. Here I found purpose in nurturing the gardens, creating beauty and harmony from the soil. My life is here among the plants and flowers, far removed from the complexities of society. It's a simple existence, but it's mine and I cherish it. What was your wild past? Wild might have been a bit poetic. By that I meant the freedom of my early years, roaming the fields and woods, learning from the land itself. I wasn't bound by the conventions of society or the expectations of a career. My education came from the earth, the seasons, and the plants. This connection to nature has always guided my actions and shaped my life's path. There's a certain untamed beauty in living this way, in harmony with the natural world, that I've always found more appealing than the structured life of cities and society. What do you know about the mysterious stranger? The mysterious stranger was indeed an enigma. They arrived at the estate without much fanfare, but quickly became the subject of much speculation and curiosity. My interactions with them were limited. The garden requires much of my attention, leaving little time for socializing. From what little I observed, they seemed to carry an air of mystery and perhaps a bit of sadness. Beyond that, I can't say much about their character or their business here. That makes me think that the doctor said a bit of sadness, and he said that he lends a listening ear. I should talk to the doctor again. Doctor, what do you know about the mysterious stranger? The mysterious stranger was a figure of intrigue and speculation among us. My encounters with them were brief and, admittedly, somewhat superficial. They carried an air of secrecy and a certain depth in their demeanour that suggested a complex history. Beyond these observations, I know little of their intentions or the nature of their visit to the estate. It seemed they preferred to keep their affairs private, interacting sparingly with the rest of us. Talk to the fortune teller. What do you know about the mysterious stranger? The mysterious stranger, shrouded in secrets, crossed the threshold of this estate with a purpose obscured even from the cards. My attempts to peer into their aura were met with a veil of resistance, as if their fate was not to be unveiled. They interacted with few, and their presence was like a shadow cast upon the moonlit path, there yet inscrutable. What lies beneath their surface is a mystery I could not unravel despite my gifts. I feel like it was the doctor. Should I just call the officer? Call the officer. Detective, are you sure you want to call for an arrest? You haven't specified who you suspect. Remember, they have friends in high places. There will be repercussions if we arrest the wrong person. Arrest the doctor. The doctor. Detective, are you sure the disgraced doctor is the murderer? they have friends? Yes. You are innocent. The detective investigating has just arrested you. Make a grand speech that highlights how you could not have committed the murder and how the detective failed. The doctor says, Detective, in your haste to solve this tragic puzzle, you've ensnared the wrong soul. My life, though marked by past misfortunes, is dedicated to the healing of others, not the harm. The evidence, or lack thereof, pointed not to guilt, but to a misplaced judgment. Within these walls, others moved with motives dark and deeds yet darker. My only crime was a past mistake, for which I've sought redemption through services and care. This error, I fear, leaves the true perpetrator at large, a shadow among us still. I implore you to look deeper, beyond the surface of past sins, and find the real darkness that took the mysterious stranger from this world. You arrested an innocent person and failed to solve the murder. Start a new chapter, try again. Does that mean that we don't find out who did it? Who did it? They're not going to tell me. What do you think, guys? I'll try this again one day, because I didn't really know what questions to ask. So, yeah, I did an escape room earlier this year, and it was so abstract, and I'd never done anything like that either. So I just couldn't quite get my head around it, but I sort of could. Like, I could see clues and things that stuck out to me, but I didn't really know what to do with them. And I kind of feel like this is something too. Maybe it's good for the brain to do things like this that are just a bit different and make you think in different ways. You need to keep the brain sharp. We'll leave it here, guys. I don't know how long this video is going to be already. A little bit of a anticlimax to that, but maybe I'll try it again another time. Maybe I should practice first. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.